Today, time to test and do a real-world camera test with the Google Pixel 10. And there's a few things I really like about it, such as the color. However, there's also several things that I don't like about it. Coming up. Okay, we're just having a little trip to McDonald's on the bikes. I'm using Engwe M20, such a brilliant bike. I've heard loads of good things about the Pixel 10. Come on then, kids, let's go. It will be good to see how does that how does that do in the real world life. This is stabilization on ultra wide angle. Sadly, we don't have 60 FPS on 4K on ultra wide angle. It's only 30 FPS and I'm using this now. The color's looking pretty good. What do you think? So just switch to the blur effect. Sadly, this is not available on Selfie, so you have to use the main camera for this. But as you can see, for the stabilization, the ultra wide angle is doing a pretty good job. But let's have a look at some selfies now. I have switched to 4K 60 FPS. This is available on the main camera. You can go digital crop, but I love the fact that we've got optical zoom ×5 and the quality actually is pretty nice here. Look at that. It's really good to see. But let's have a look at the maximum zoom ×20. That's not bad at all. I have switched to 4K 30 and then I can use the HDR mode. Also, what I like is the fact that we've got the action pan. So when my daughter's on the bike, I'm gonna have a look at this feature now. I have to show you this. When you go to portrait, as you can see, you can go ×1, you can go ×2, and then you can go ×3. However, I don't really understand why you cannot use optical zoom for the portrait shots. You know, that doesn't make sense. You've got a lens, but you can't use it. I just feel like there's so many limitations within the smartphone. So now I'm using the speech enhancement. So when it's windy, you get a nice clarity. However, you have to bring the resolution down to 30 FPS. So now I'm using 4K 30 FPS, but if I switch to 4K 60, I cannot use that feature, which is a bit of a shame. I'm just doing a little walk because I'm going to get the steps in. I'm testing a smartwatch, but I can't tell you what I'm testing just yet because I'm under embargo. So stick around for that one. So yeah, I think I must say that stabilization is really good here. But let's take some pictures now. Okay, so got the milk. Is there a focus? No, there is no autofocus on ultra wide angle, unfortunately. I am recording in 4K 24 frames per second, which is a good thing. I know some people are going to be really happy about that. Stabilization, again, it looks pretty nice. But let me switch to the active stabilization mode. And then we can see what's the stabilization like. Okay, so you can see my daughter on the bike. This is the active stabilization. Sadly, it's only 1080p. Come on, Kiara, go, go, go. Go, go, go. And this can only be used on the main camera, which is a very big shame. So if you want to do a bit of vlogging and switch the camera, you are very cropped in, so it's really going to be tricky to you know, frame yourself properly, so I don't really like that. I had to show you this. I'm using HDR mode, double rainbow. Look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. I'm using ultra wide angle just in front of my house. It is raining a little bit, but that looks absolutely amazing, don't you think? I almost forgot, the new Pixel 10 series have magnets here, like, you know, like MagSafe, however they call it, Pixel Snap, and then you can basically just use most of the iPhone accessories or basically anything with the magnet, so you can just, you know, use that, which is a good thing, I have to say. Finally, I have switched to portrait video mode. I have adjusted the blur effect to the highest, and I was not even in focus. Now I went to 75%. You let me know what you think about the quality. I am a bit disappointed because I've got here Poco F7, that phone that costs around £339 here in the UK, and you got portrait video mode on selfie, ultra wide angle, main camera, and even ×3, even though this doesn't have optical zoom, and we've got optical zoom ×5 here, but you can't really use that feature for portrait video mode, which is a bit of a shame. Remember, Pixel 10 cost $799. But let's have a look at some portrait shots now. It is time for macro. I'm in my garden. Let me switch to optical zoom, because always you get best results when you use the, you know, the highest optical zoom. But I must say that the quality is pretty bad here. Wow, no way. But let's have a look at some macro shots, and hopefully we will be able to get some decent results.
One face. Move your phone closer. In frame. One face and 3 pets. Hold.
So now you can see the new Google Pixel feature, which helps you guide you through photography. It's okay. Even told me they have 3 dogs, but as you can see there was 2. So I think they still need to work on this a little bit better, but it is nice to see something different. Let's have a look at the video quality. Ultra wide angle, 4K, 30 FPS. You can see that ultra wide angle is a bit struggling. But when we move to the main camera, it is much better. The quality is actually quite nice here. Then you go just a crop ×2. But I like the fact that we've got that dedicated optical zoom. Again, I think the quality is pretty nice here. What do you think? Now I'm recording 1080p using the blur effect. Let me know what you think about the quality here. What's the background effect? And I'm gonna have a look at some portrait photography. Let's go. Now, if you like night photography, then you should not be disappointed. I think the Pixel has always been pretty good at, you know, doing the night photography, especially the astrophotography. However, you know, the layout is pretty basic. You either got the night mode, the night side, you know, then you've got your lenses, or you can go here and then you can just change how long you want the exposure to be. And then 6 seconds is the maximum. However, you can see here you can also change the exposure, white balance. It's more like a pro mode. And on the top of that, you've got the long exposure photography. So these are the options for your night shot. I'm going to move on to this darker area, and then we're going to see if this Pixel 10 shines when it's just a little bit darker. So now you can see, as soon as I switch to the main camera, it's telling me that it's using the astrophotography mode, and the exposure, look at that, literally 4 minutes on the tripod waiting for the result. And finally, we've got the selfie camera. My apologies, I completely forgot about it. 4K 60 FPS seems nice. I like the wide field of view. You can actually see my silver play button behind me. Thank you very much for all the support. It's crazy. I still don't believe this. Now, but let's talk about the Pixel 10. In my opinion, $799, definitely way too expensive. UK okay pictures, okay stabilization, video quality. You can't even use, you know, optical zoom for portrait video mode. And I mean, the list goes on and on. You'll be thinking they'll fix this, you know, because Google, they do their software the best, but launching device have so many limitations. I am very disappointed. In fact, for this money, get yourself Honor 400 Pro. In fact, I just looked on Amazon, 549. Better chipset, faster charging, IP69. I mean, the list goes on and on. Pretty much as everything, the Honor is better. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you would like to see the comparison before I return this Pixel, because $799, no, I'm definitely not happy with that. Cheers, I'll see you in the next video.